University of Nueva Caceres, we nurture Bicol's educators.
Today, we forge a partnership with the National Teachers College in Manila, the pioneer in producing esteemed educators for our nation. With an enriched program, we nurture fine teachers who will mold the hearts and minds of our future generation. It all starts here, in the heart of Bicol.
The University of Nueva Caceres, nurturing better tomorrows for all.
Good day! Welcome to the University of Nueva Caceres webinar series, the first academe-initiated webinar series in Bicolandia. I am Cristel A. Sales, and I am a proud UNC ambassador. In the previous episode, we featured the Senior High School Department in the College of Computer Studies as the cradle of the new age innovators. Today, join us in the UNC webinar episode 4 entitled University of Nueva Caceres, Molding Leaders, Moving Lives. In this episode, we will hear it straight from the department heads, alumni, and the current students from the College of Education and the School of Graduate Studies, why UNC should be your school of choice. Later, before we wrap up the episode, we will give way to your questions and clarifications. So, are you all ready? Let's begin.
In the University of Nueva Caceres, we nurture future engineers.
Today, we strengthen the engineering program through an academic alliance with Mapua University. Together with UNC's nurturing environment, we prepare our Bicol graduates to compete nationwide and abroad and excel in their careers.
The University of Nueva Caceres, nurturing better tomorrows for all.
Hi, I'm Faye Natividad, your proud UNC ambassador. I am future ready at UNC. Teaching is the mother of all professions. It is also the profession with the highest expectations because they are molding today the citizens and the leaders of tomorrow. The UNC College of Education is committed in producing teachers who are responsive to the changes in the education sector. The UNC College of Education has given its share of the finest educators in the nation. And one of the mothers who nurtured them inside the university is the Dean of the UNC College of Education. And today, she still does. Because of her competence and character, she worked in various capacities and worked in different roles in molding leaders and moving lives. But in all this, she played the role of a mother and mentor. At UNC, she served as a grade school teacher, high school guidance counselor, guidance director, psychometrician, director of the Institutionalized Community Extension Services, and assistant dean, before being the dean of the College of Education. Everyone, let's listen to the Dean of the College of Education, our beloved Dr. Lily A. Vidal.
Hi everyone, good afternoon. A lot of you are now in the fourth year, third and second year. We don't have first year now, but you are being looked upon by our next generation of students. When you were in your preschool or before, preschool, when you were young, your parents would usually ask you, what do you want to be when you grow up? It seems it's too early to ask our children about their future. But this time, now that you're already grown up, you can choose different professions. You can choose different careers. Because society now makes room for people to move from one career to another. That's why if you notice, our curriculum is considered as, we have a lot of programs in our curriculum that will make you, equip you with skills as multi-skilled individuals. So there will be certificates that you will receive for its year level. So today you will be listening to the teaching profession, which is the oldest profession. Now, I hope you are aware of our objectives in the College of Education. The objectives of the programs, whether you will be teaching in the elementary, high school, with different majors, sorry. And of course, the new program we have, the Bachelor of Physical Education and the BSNED, is Inclusive Special Education Program. Our objectives in the program, I know you know that, you have memorized that, is number one is to demonstrate and practice professional and personal integrity in the teaching profession. Remember, professional and personal integrity. And that is what we need in the College of Education. And number two, we aim to our graduates to exemplify compassionate leadership in the promotion of peace and harmony. We are not violent individuals in the College of Education. And number three is you practice an enabling career of service. That's, as we have been telling our students, our profession is a service profession. And number four, our goal is for you, our objective is for you to teach across learning areas, whether it is elementary or secondary. And the last one is for you to demonstrate an entrepreneurial spirit in the practice of the teaching profession. That's why there are a lot of our graduates are now in their having businesses, in having schools, their own schools, preschools, elementary, and then secondary schools. Now, choosing the teaching profession is a tough choice. Choosing a course is really a tough choice. And choosing the teacher education is really worth your choice. Those who are already enrolled in the teaching profession, in the College of Education, you made the right choice. You are in the right road to success. The course in teacher education provides learning for life. Learning that what learners need. When we say what learners need, these are the skills which are being developed when you are in the College of Education. We teach you humility, excellence, and integrity. And the activities that you have in the different experiences as a students will teach you how to be humble, to really excel, and to really have that integrity, credibility as a person and as a professional. Now, what are the relevant degrees that you can take? You can take a Bachelor of Elementary Education. Bachelor of Elementary Education. And if you really have the passion to teach small children, then go for it. Another one is Bachelor of Secondary Education. I know some of you are already enrolled, but one of the major subjects in Bachelor of Secondary Education is, which we have very few enrollees, is our mathematics and science. We encourage you to enroll in math and science. There are scholarships 100% being offered, and just proceed to the scholarship office. You just contact our director, Ms. Matet Fajardo. So if your friends would like to enroll in math and in science, please encourage them. We also have English as a major subject. If you want to teach high school, Filipino, or what else? Yeah, mathematics, social studies. And the new program now is Bachelor of Physical Education. You want to teach PE in high school, you take Bachelor of Physical Education. And the other one is we have Bachelor of Special Needs Education. We have two majors in that. We have the visual impairment and hearing impairment. So if you really have the passion for special people, special children, then please enroll in this major. As we have said, education is always relevant. Teaching profession is always a relevant profession. This is a profession for all seasons, a profession for all generations. These are if you are now enrolled in the College of Education, you will be molding, shaping the next generation. The next generation, the kind of generation we will have, will depend upon you as a student in the College of Education. If you are good, then you will be shaping or molding a good generation. And we are lucky because according to Henry Adams, we are lucky that we are able to see the future. We are able to see the future. The next generation are in your hands. So we are lucky. This is a very good profession. How do we make our training relevant in the College of Education? We have teachers who have the ability to design meaningful and innovative strategies that will suit the new normal. And when we are in the new normal, we have to design new strategies and new curriculum. And we have to explore activities which will be meaningful and engaging for our students. So how do we prepare for new normal? In the new normal, we provide training for new basics. And what are these new basics? We have to learn how to use technology. You notice that in all the subjects from first year to fourth year, technology is being integrated. And there are separate subjects which will focus only on learning of technology for teaching. Because when you finish, we expect you to, when you graduate, you are already experts in this. We will be training you to really how to conduct distance learning, remote learning, so that you will not be at a loss. We also train students to think critically and also civic-mindedness, which are reflected in your activities, especially in your community extension service. Another thing that we are doing to make our course relevant is we prepare you for work. In other words, career readiness is very important. Preparing you for work. Because when you graduate, we expect you to become proficient, to become smart, and to become technology experts. And another thing is, we also lay the groundwork in developing soft skills by infusing this in every subject in our school curriculum. What are the soft skills that you want to develop among you? Basic skills like caring for others, curiosity, reflection, collaboration and teamwork, persistence, and others. So these are things that we really need for us to become successful in the profession. Of course, there should be passion. We try to develop that in the practice of our profession. Now, why choose the College of Education? Why study in the College of Education? We have been I would like to congratulate the different majors because they have been producing videos for enrollment campaign, and these are very beautiful videos. You have to see them. Now, why study in the College of Education? We train our students things that will really be valued in everyday life. What are the things that we value in everyday life? Like good speaking, when you practice collaboration, when you practice teamwork, there is a need for good speaking. You really have to speak. And that's why we also have our EI, English Immersive Environment program. Another thing is good thinking. Thinking. These are the things that we need. Good listening and digital literacy and media literacy. We cannot really appreciate. That's why sometimes we always are victims of fake news. We need good listening, good thinking for us to be able to really appreciate this. And the last one, which is very important, is we in the College of Education would develop wise judgment and sensible decision making. So that you will not be swayed by anybody. These are the things that we develop in our college. We also provide programs which will equip students with multi-skills other than teaching. That's why when you graduate, you will be very proud that you can do a lot of things, not only to teach. Probably some of you can become, because you are digital experts, we expect you to become digital experts. You can make a lot of programs, probably. Or maybe we encourage you also to enroll in TESDA. And there are certain things, certain skills in our curriculum that will help you develop those skills so that when you graduate, you will not be unemployed. You will have a lot of things to do after graduation. You can put up your own school just like our other alumni in the College of Education. They have very successful schools. They are operating schools in the region and in outside, even outside the region. So, as I have said, our graduates are being trained to become proficient, to become smart, and to become technology experts. I hope you will be able to live up to those expectations. So that's all. Thank you. I hope you're able to learn something from this talk. Thank you very much.
Hello, Bicolandia and beyond. I am Kian Hamer, a proud ambassador of the University of Nueva Caceres. You are still tuned in the 4th episode of the UNC webinar series featuring the College of Education and School of Graduate Studies, and it is entitled University of Nueva Caceres, Molding Leaders, Moving Lives. Guided by the university's leadership role in education, anchored on dynamism and technological advancements in the transformation of the youth into conscientious, proactive, and future-ready teachers, the College of Education endeavors to produce quality and socially enhanced professionals responsive to multifaceted and changing needs of local, national, and international societies. Our next speaker is a product of this time-tested UNC educational system, a proud alumna of the UNC College of Education. Let us all welcome Ms. Erlinda Barajas.
I'm Erlinda Bolivar Barajas, an alumna of the University of Nueva Caceres. I am very grateful to my alma mater because it developed me into a complete person. When I was a student leader, I was a scholar, I was a writer, and I was a dramatist. It all started when I developed my self-confidence because somebody noticed my capabilities, which I do not know. One day when I was first year college, he approached me. His name is Eddie Spiritu, who was the candidate for the president of the student government. And I was then only first year. He approached me, sabi ko, why me? I'm just a first year student. He said, I will not recruit you if I know that you don't have the potentialities. You have the potentials. And so I ran as press relation officer, and my rival was fourth year, a staff member of the Nueva Caceres. But then I won. So I was very happy, and I thought that I really have that potential. And so the following year, I ran for business manager. And the following year, I ran for governor. I became the governor of the College of Education. So I was a student leader. I was also the president of the Mayor's League, illustrious sister of the Nu Kappa Beta Honor Sorority. And I was the associate editor of the Swan and the editor-in-chief of the Torch of the College of Education. And as governor, I was usually sent to different youth conferences, national and local. I was sent to the Bicol University twice and to CSNAS, the National Agricultural School. And I had undergone a training for leadership. I worked in the community for 1 month and a half. I stayed in the community with a foster parent. In the academics, it was only one sem when I was not a scholar. The first year, second sem, I already was a 1.5 scholar, that is 50% discount. And I retained it. I became a resident scholar from first year to fourth year. I graduated cum laude. And I was awarded the medal as cum laude. And I was also awarded the 2 plaques of recognition as community leader and as campus leader. So I was not an ordinary student. I developed to be articulate. I developed to be self-confident. But as a student, I learned many things, many traits from the university. I developed, aside from self-confidence, aside from to be articulate, I developed to be a good reader. I was a bookworm. And I also have the talent. I became a dramatist. Ilaw at Panitik at the radio station, defunct already, that is the DZGE. And every Sunday I was on drama, usually as a child because I was small, or a crazy woman or an old woman because I can change my voice. I learned time management. I was not only a student, but I was a good child in the family. I had my schedule to cook in the evening, wash dishes, iron the clothes, and to clean the house. I managed also my schedule in writing because I was a writer. I managed to review my lessons. And I stayed. I really burned my midnight study up to the wee hours of the morning. So I developed also perseverance, tenacity, and industry. I do not give in to any obstacles. When I graduated, we went to Isabela here in the province because my husband was assigned here, and I didn't know what to do. I am a teacher of SPED. I became a teacher of the accelerated classes at Barrio Obrero Elementary School for 7 years. But now, when I came here, there are no SPED classes here. So I thought of establishing my own school. But I am a new in this municipality, and so I have to be recognized. I have to be familiarized. I have to adjust to the culture of the municipality. And I must sell myself. How did I sell myself? I joined the JCs and became president of the JCs in 1989. I became the president of the Rotary Club in 2006 and 2007, and I became a Paul Harris Fellow. That means I am a lifetime senator of Rotary Club International. When I put up the school, it was in 1987. I studied my traits. I have a negative trait of procrastinating. I promised myself I will not procrastinate. So I become industrious too. I wake up early. So I opened a preschool and complete elementary course. My focus is on beginning reading. We are known in this municipality as the troubleshooter for beginning reading and for reading. Most of my students pass the Philippine Science exam and the Regional Science exam. And now I can be very proud to tell you that one of my products is a graduate of the UP Diliman Metallurgical Engineering as cum laude. He was also a Philippine Science High student. So therefore, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that these are the skills and talents and traits that I developed from the university, my alma mater. I become self-confident, very articulate. I was a good reader. I was a dramatist. I learned time management. I learned perseverance, tenacity, and industry. But foremost is I learned the importance of integrity. The supreme quality of a leader is unquestionable integrity. Without it, no real success is possible. If a man's associates find him guilty of phoniness, he will fail. His teachings and actions must agree with each other. Because there is no tragedy as tragic as combining high mentality with low morality. That is my principle in my school. I want my teachers to have a higher standard of morality. And our motto is to do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, and with the right reason. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to expose to you what I am and what I had been and what the university have developed on me.
The next speaker is a millennial teacher who is now helping in strengthening the pillars of education. His foundation of learning was strengthened in the UNC Elementary Department in 2006. He graduated summa cum laude in March 2016 and ranked 10th in the licensure exam for teachers in 2016. Currently, he is a UNC Senior High School Learning Facilitator. A true-blooded UNCian, pride of Naga, pride of Bicolandia, Mr. Aldrin Alfonso Alcantara.
The ongoing pandemic has revealed to us the importance of health, economic stability, and the value of formal education. The world may be changed by the current circumstance, but one thing's for sure, education continues. Hi, I'm Aldrin Alfonso Alcantara. I'm 26, and I've been part of the University of Nueva Caceres for almost 15 years. I started here as an elementary pupil, graduating class salutatorian in 2006. I returned for college in 2012 and graduated in 2016 with a bachelor's degree in secondary education, major in social studies, summa cum laude. A month after graduation, I was hired as a learning facilitator in the senior high school department. On that same year, I took the licensure examination for teachers and was 10th national placer. Also on that year, I started with postgraduate studies with a degree of Master of Arts in Education, major in History, and graduated with honors in 2019. Currently, I am the Learning Supervisor for Accountancy, Business and Management strand of the Senior High School and a part-time instructor at the College of Arts and Sciences and the College of Education. I am also taking Doctor of Philosophy, major in Educational Leadership and Management, and hopefully to graduate next school year. In those 15 of my 26 years, UNC was there not just to educate me, but to give me a chance to be ahead in life and put my degree and my line of interest to good use. Being offered a job a month after graduation is nothing short of a miracle, considering the competitive job market nowadays. As a fresh graduate 4 years ago, it was really a relief that a job was literally handed to me by the same university where I earned my degree, and for that I am very thankful. I really love teaching, and I guess that's my personal contribution to the growth of the university. I think my love and passion and skill in teaching helps to move the university closer to its goal of being number one in the region. And I hope that my work inspires a young breed of educators out there that share the same passion for the profession. It was all smooth sailing for everyone until the onset of the pandemic, which literally altered the normalcy of life, the normalcy of the economy, and of course, the normalcy of education. Businesses closing, workers losing their jobs, everything was uncertain. But in these trying times, one profession survived, the educator, and one institution thrived, UNC. In almost 5 months of the pandemic, UNC took the extra mile in ensuring that its employees, one of which is me, received financial and professional sustenance. I would always advise my students to 1. Choose their college degrees wisely, and 2. Maintain a sterling record, because I think these are 2 elements which are essential in the market today. Having a degree you love and having a good record for that degree really attracts jobs. The Enrollment to Employment program of UNC enables graduates to land a job suitable for their degree. With its partnership with the business conglomerate, the Ayala Company, I think the UNC graduate has the upper hand for compelling careers and putting the academic brand UNC in the field of work. The pandemic revealed to us the 2 most important factors in choosing our careers: salary and stability. In 5 months, It showed to us that not all high-paying jobs are stable, and it narrowed for us the choices for real stable jobs. Hi everyone, I'm Aldrin, and I invite you to come and experience quality education for compelling careers. Come and enroll at the University of Nueva Caceres College of Education and be a UNCN teacher. A teacher not just for school, but for life.
Hi, this is your UNC Ambassador Faye Natividad. You are still watching UNC Webinar Series Episode 4, University of Nueva Caceres, Molding Leaders, Moving Lives. Educators are heroes. Changes may come in the academy, but teachers are here to stay. Our next speaker is a teacher in the making. She is an incoming third-year student at the College of Education, taking a Bachelor of Secondary Education major in English. She is also a student leader and a former counselor in the Education College Council year 2019-2020. She is one of the pride of her home department. Everyone, we are so glad to meet Miss Franz Borja.
Good day everyone, I am Fran San Juan Borja, your speaker for today. I am going to share with you why I chose UNC and my student life as a UNCian. Basically, my father and my two brothers graduated in UNC. The eldest is now a successful electrical engineer and the other one is already in the police service. Because of my brothers' success in their careers, I was inspired to become a UNCian as well. And also, my elder brother told me about the scholarship being rendered for students with at least 1.4 general weighted average every end of the semester. So after knowing about the scholarship, I became more interested to study in UNC. And aside from that, UNC is a non-sectarian school which is very welcoming for non-Catholic students like me. And also, my parents wanted my younger sister to be transferred in UNC, so we took advantage of the 10% discount. I could say that being a UNCian is my greatest turning point as a learner because UNC helped me to become a better student every school year. When I was a freshman, my only goal was to earn a qualified grade for the Dean's List in order for me to avail the scholarship I've been referring earlier. But it turned out that through UNC, I can do more than that. I got elected as a counselor of the Education College Council for the school year 2019 to 2020, and we were awarded as the top performing college council of the year. Because of UNC, I became a student leader and I was able to attend seminars regarding student leadership. I was among the qualifiers in the broadcasting during the Cebu Cinco conducted by the Democrat, the official student publication of the university, and I became a journalist. Some of my works were published by The Torch, the official student publication of the College of Education. Before I entered UNC, I was not that confident in speaking the English language, but because of the English immersive environment being implemented in UNC, I became more confident using English language. Though today, I keep on committing grammatical errors, but still my confidence dominated my fear for the reason of UNC recognizes the efforts of every student. In fact, I was among the selected student leaders who were awarded as the January 2020 EIE University Champion. Aside of all these accomplishments, UNC Education, College of Education rather, also helped me to organize events successfully. They gave me a chance to showcase my communication skills through allowing me by hosting different big events in our department. And above all, they gave me an opportunity to represent the College of Education in various competitions in school. Of course, in return, I did my best to make my department proud, and through that, I was able to bring home the bacon every time I compete. Honestly, I did not imagine myself doing all of these accomplishments, and I never seen myself so eager to be better. I think the main factor of my abrupt development as a learner is because of the environment that the UNC upholds. When you visit UNC, try to look around the campus. Just by looking in it, you can have this very satisfying feeling because of the very overwhelming and relaxing ambience of the university, which is very significant for the students, especially after a very stressful examinations. And when I say environment, this includes the quality learning facilities of the UNC. Studying is very convenient in the university, even for students who lack resources like laptop, because the university has the library and other computer laboratories that can be used from 8 a.m. until 8:30 p.m. And in terms of internet connectivity, UNCians do not worry at all because UNC has Wi-Fi connections accessible by all students and faculty members. And of course, the UNC professors are very competent, effective, and efficient, especially now in the new normal. Due to the global pandemic issue, the COVID-19, UNC ensures to give the quality education for all. For me, the best words that I can describe UNC is fun, because even we are learning, at the same time we are having fun together. And within the 2 years of my staying in UNC, I became a better version of myself, and I can't imagine what more I can be for the next 2 years as a UNCian. University of Nueva Caceres played a very big role for who I am today as a person and for what I will be in the future. Because of that, I am forever grateful in UNC, and I will be forever a proud UNCian. Once and for all, I am Fran San Juan Borja, your speaker, and thank you very much for listening.
In the University of Nueva Caceres, we nurture Bicol's educators.
Today, we forge a partnership with the National Teachers College in Manila, the pioneer in producing esteemed educators for our nation. With an enriched program, we nurture fine teachers who will mold the hearts and minds of our future generation. It all starts here, in the heart of Bicol.
The University of Nueva Caceres, nurturing better tomorrows for all.
Welcome back to the UNC Webinar Series Episode 4. I am Cristel and I am Future Ready at UNC. The COVID-19 pandemic is a quintessential adaptive and transformative challenge for all of us. Keeping our door of learning open to our dear UNCians this school year is our way of living the university's core purpose of ensuring that everybody makes it in a nurturing environment. Our first speaker from the School of Graduate Studies received a bachelor's degree in secondary education, major in mathematics as cum laude, Master of Public Management at the University of the Philippines, and Master of Arts in Education, major in Special Education at the University of Nueva Caceres. He was a Monbu Kagakusha Scholar at Hiroshima University in Japan and studied Japan's educational practices for gifted and struggling students in mathematics. Recently, Mr. Basister earned his Master of Science in Public Policy and Management under the CHED CMUA Scholarship at the Carnegie Mellon University in Australia. He served as an Education Program Specialist for Human Resource Development of the Department of Education, Naga City Division, Philippines. His published articles focus on mathematics education as well as inclusive education. Currently, he is the Assistant Dean of the School of Graduate Studies of the University of Nueva Caceres and serves as faculty for the Master of Public Administration and Master of Arts in Education programs. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Professor Michael P. Basister.
So good afternoon, everyone. So it was year 2011 when I first set foot at the University of Nueva Caceres to inquire about the possible postgraduate degree that I can take in their School of Graduate Studies. So I did this because I felt that there is a need for me to continue enriching my skills and broaden my knowledge in the field that I chose to take. After almost 3 years of embracing the UNC education, I was able to acquire my degree in Master of Arts in Education, major in Special Education, and became one of the recipients of their Excellence in Oral Defense Award for the study I conducted about the effects of cross-age tutoring to high-performing students and students at risk with learning disabilities in mathematics. One of the best things I appreciate in the university is their continued support to its current and previous students to excel in their field and explore the world. The unending assistance given to me by the UNC faculty, staff, and administration were instrumental in increasing my chance to joining several international education programs. It was 5 months after my graduation in UNC when I left the country to join the teacher training program sponsored by the Japanese government through its well-known Monbu Kagakusha Scholarship. In my 1.5 year of study at Hiroshima University School of Graduate Education, I was able to conduct my study about the Japan's educational practices for gifted students and eventually publish it in a high-index international publication journal. 2 years ago, the encouragement of my previous professors in UNC, and of course the knowledge and skills I gained from this university helped me a lot to become successful in my application for admission at the Carnegie Mellon University, which is considered as one of the best universities in the world. So with the funding from the Commission on Higher Education, I was able to complete my 1-year study for the Master of Science in Public Policy and Management at the Carnegie Mellon University, Australia campus. So my academic experience in UNC, as well as my professional practice as an educator and government employee for more than a decade, allowed me to address the unique problems I encountered in the primary and higher education sector. So throughout my academic and professional career, I conducted several studies to explore the different strategies and intervention and validate its effectiveness in meeting the needs of my clients and my organizations. These studies were presented at various local and international research conferences in Japan, Thailand, Australia, as well as here in the Philippines. So currently, with the funding from the UNC School of Graduate Studies, I am working on 4 different researches which aims to enhance the delivery of quality education for the younger generation of our country. When I was still in the Department of Education, the academic qualification I gained from UNC provided me with the fundamental knowledge and skills and values to perform and deliver my professional advocacy in the field of education and public service delivery. Specifically, it helped me a lot to design programs and strategies to address the unique problems I encountered in my chosen field. So because in UNC, they have great mentors who will always inspire you to reach your full potential and become a productive member of our community. It was only last year when I finally decided to join the workforce of the university as one of its full-time employees. So with my current position as the Assistant Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, I am confident that UNC will be an excellent channel to transfer the remarkable quality of international education I acquired from the different universities I mentioned a while ago. Recently, the COVID-19 pandemic has caused the temporary closure of our school to mitigate the effects of this deadly virus. So while we give importance to the students' security during this health crisis, we understand that we still need to deliver our foremost mission. That is to educate a nurturing academic environment that provide meaningful student life experience and equal opportunities for all. So thus, we designed the UNC Redways or the UNC Resilient Education Delivery. This is one way of fulfilling our mission to ensure that our students will make it in their academic lives, whatever their contexts or situations are. In the School of Graduate Studies, we respond to this crisis by designing and implementing our finest solutions, which stand for flexible, integrated, and nimble learning solutions. So this is characterized by our alternative teaching and learning delivery with a wide range of applicability and promotes interdisciplinarity among faculty and students. So the specific examples of this are our online comprehensive examinations, research defenses, and instructional modality via video conferencing platforms and state-of-the-art learning management systems. With these finest solutions, we can be considered as the finest university in the region. The successful conduct of our first virtual research forum served as the finale of our summer class 2020. So this event provided opportunity to our faculty and students to share their research findings to the public. And to improve further the quality of our research and directly communicate our findings to the concerned industries, we invited experts and practitioners from the field of basic and higher education as members of the panels of reactors who provided their overall impressions and feedback on the presentations. Now, based on the survey, 98% of the students this summer agreed that experience with our problem research outcome-based education model or the PROBE model was worth their investment. So what are you waiting for? Enhance your core, earn your edge, and experience the finest university in the region. So currently, we are offering doctorate programs in philosophy and education, as well as master program in education, business, and public administration. So enroll now in our top-notch graduate programs, because in UNC School of Graduate Studies, we break boundaries and we create possibilities.
In the University of Nueva Caceres, we nurture future engineers.
Today, we strengthen the engineering program through an academic alliance with Mapua University. Together with UNC's nurturing environment, we prepare our Bicol graduates to compete nationwide and abroad and excel in their careers.
The University of Nueva Caceres, nurturing better tomorrows for all.
Hello everyone, You are still tuned in the fourth episode of the UNC webinar series featuring the College of Education and School of Graduate Studies, which is entitled University of Nueva Caceres, Molding Leaders, Moving Lives. Anchored on its core values of competence, collaboration, creativity, and citizenship, the University of Nueva Caceres School of Graduate Studies Center for Adult and Lifelong Learning committed itself to continuously develop an international quality of instruction in graduate education, which produces professionals, industry leaders, and executives who can spur and sustain good governance in robust national pride like our next speaker. He obtained from the University of Nueva Caceres his Master of Arts in Education, major in Educational Leadership and Management in 2018, and Doctor of Education, major in Educational Leadership and Management in 2020, where he was awarded for Excellence in Oral Defense, the Gray Feather Award, and highest GWA Award. He worked as a nurse, quality manager, and clinic assistant from 2011 to 2015. He served as Teacher 1 in Agayayan National High School and Sagrada National High School, both in the district of Tinambak from 2016 to 2019, where he was also serving as the Science and YESO coordinator. He had presented researches in various research fora in the division of Camarines Sur and even won the on-the-spot action research making in the division of Camarines Sur Science Fair in 2018. Amazingly, he spearheaded the creation of the online professional course for teachers called SILYAB, or Student Infotech on Learning in Yielding Advancement and Breakthrough, which helps teacher in ICT proficiency. Right now, he is the head teacher of Ponong Integrated School in Ponong, Magarao, Camarines Sur. Let us all welcome Dr. Jose A. Chavez Jr.
Hi, everybody, to the University President, Dr. Faye, Leia, Patria, and Loraya, and to all the viewers of this webinar, good afternoon po. So my name is Jose Chavez Jr. and I obtained my master's degree in education in 2018 and my doctorate degree in education in 2020 in this university. And I am currently working as the head teacher of Ponong Integrated School in Magarao, and it's one of the public schools in the division of Camarines Sur. So 4 years ago, I was just planning to get 18 units in Masters of Arts in Education, as it is one of the minimum requirements to become a teacher too. So I tried to go to several graduate school offices of different universities in Naga, except for one, except for UNC. So my sister told me, why did you go to UNC? And actually, I'm telling her up until now, I'm still not sure, and I'm wondering why. My sister was doing a little bit of an advertisement because she's an alumna of UNC. So the following day, I decided to go to UNC, and I went there. When I went there, to my surprise, I was greeted with warm smiles and welcoming atmospheres. And that very moment, I realized that I am where I am supposed to be. It is just so amazing how my life was metamorphosed and still being metamorphosed because of the skills and values I captured when I was with UNC. I was then contained in my closed little bubble and stuck with introversion. But now whenever I look at myself in the mirror, I'm still surprised that I have overcome my fears of becoming and speaking in front of the crowd. And actually, I can speak freely now without freezing and stuttering. And that is because UNC brings out the best of its students. I would never forget how the school ensures that students do not just grasp the theories and concepts, but also ensures that students are aware of what's going on in the outside world. We had this opportunity to benchmark to different kind of schools from state universities, such as the CBSUA and Pasacao, and special education schools in Ligao. And I think it is extremely important that we have the knowledge of what is ideal, and at the same time, we are aware of what is real. And that is very important if we want to become an effective leader. And I never really imagined that from the goal of getting 18 units of Masters of Education, I was able to complete my doctorate degree That is because of the different innovative learning modalities spearheaded by the graduate school of UNC. So we have this, what we call the blended learning, which is extremely effective for a student like me, who is living in Tinambak, which is about 2 to 3 hours away from the school. And furthermore, I am working in a public school, so I was given the privilege of having tuition fee discount every semester. And on top of that, I would say that every class I've been to, all students get to create connection with each other. We supported each other, we cheer each other up, we listen to our stories, and most especially, we lift each other up no matter what your position is, no matter what your age, no matter where you came from, you will always have a place in the team. And to tell you, if not because of those classmates, I wouldn't have made it this far. And that I think is a very remarkable culture that is uniquely UNCian. And before I started with my master's degree, I was more of a technical person. I led and do things based on the instinct, on based on what I feel and think is right. But now I've become a transformative leader where I take into consideration what is the best for the whole organization, that is not just my own personal gain. And when I was about to take my master's thesis, I felt like I was walking in this like dark tunnel. I think everybody would agree that thesis writing is the most dreaded part of getting a master's degree. And when I was about to give up and stop, one of my professors, actually he's now the assistant dean, Sir Mike, he told me that it's going to be okay. If you need help, we're just here. And you know, those words fueled me. It seems like I saw that light at the end of the tunnel I was stuck on. And for the first time in a very long time, I felt confident about what I was doing. You know, sometimes all we need is words of encouragement and assurance that no matter how hard it is things to get to accomplish, we can do it because we have a strong support system. And that is what I felt. And that is exactly what I want the future students to feel. You know, my dissertation was not a walk in the park, as they say. My study then required humongous efforts and hard work because I had to create an online professional course for teachers. And to tell you, I have countless nights burning the midnight oil. I can still remember it was just a day after Christmas. It was December 26th. I was standing in front of highly accomplished panelists doing my final defense, but I was so nervous. But you know what I experienced? I was cheered, I was encouraged, and I was motivated. That's why I made it this far. And through the unwavering help of my mentors, I made it. And I was given the opportunity to work with several organizations who have the same goal as mine, which is to develop teachers professionally. And I was also given the opportunity to talk to high-ranking officials and be able to channel my desire as educational leader. And for that, UNC is best known for. They will always help and find someone else to help. For that, I will always thankful. And through the skills I learned from my mentors, I am now able to share my skills in research. I am able to speak in research fora, and be a mentor in action research. On top of that, I recently got a promotion. And 2 months ago, I was browsing Facebook, then suddenly my messenger was flooded with congratulatory messages. And up until now, I'm so overwhelmed. I am very honored and happy to be given the Gray Feather Award. By the way, the Gray Feather Award, for the information of everybody, is given to the top of the class graduate who demonstrated research and academic excellence. And to be honest, I wasn't expecting it because the nominees were already of top caliber, I was telling you. And being nominated is already enough. It's already an achievement for me. Some say you deserve it. Some say you're smart, but I would say no, I'm not smart at all. I was just persistent. I was just hardworking. I was just motivated, and I was just surrounded with supportive people. That is why I was able to make it. And I want to thank all of my mentors, especially Dean Romy, for guiding me step by step along the way until I achieve whatever I achieve now. And in addition, I was also given the highest GWA award. I had 1.07 GWA, and I think what made me do good in almost all of the subjects were the passion of the professors being channeled to their students. I can recall one of my professors would give words of wisdom before the start of every session so that we were encouraged to listen and to share. And I'm telling you, I can never do this by myself. Someone told me and asked me what is my greatest achievement in life. Well, some people would say it's getting master's and doctorate degree in less than 4 years and getting an award or the awards perhaps. But you know what I would say? I don't think so. For me, the greatest achievement is being able to give back to my community. Sharing the skills and helping people achieve their goals. These are the things UNC taught me. These are the true essence of non-school A Sed Vitae. And for information of everybody, SILIAB is the title of my research. It's actually an acronym, but when you translate SILIAB in English, it is Spark. And through that spark, I promise to always carry the torch of altruism and guide other people's path in their darkest times and continue to fuel the love of wisdom and learning, not just in my heart, but in the hearts of other people. And like a boomerang, no matter how far I am thrown, no matter what direction I'm thrown, I will always be back to where I came from. It's here. So I hope you were inspired listening to my story, and I wish you all a great afternoon. Thank you. Have a good day.
You are still watching the 4th episode of the UNC webinar series. We were all caught off guard by the global health crisis and nobody saw it coming. This requires us to have a new mindset, which means we should be positive, be resilient, and set aside time for upskilling. Our next speaker is a student in 2 doctorate programs in the UNC School of Graduate Studies, Doctor of Philosophy and Doctor of Education. As a creative writer and journalist, she has extensive editorial experience in print publication, being editor-in-chief in school publications in elementary, high school, college, and now the editor of The Legacy, the official publication of the School of Graduate Studies. This UNC graduate school student is a professional online editor and content manager for web pages and online publications. She is a seasoned public speaker, an expert event host, with experience in TV hosting, theater performing, and radio broadcasting. In the course of her career, she has worked in multinational companies based abroad, catering to international clientele. She has served in top management positions in marketing and advertising, public relations, human resources, and corporate communication. She is happily married to Mr. Jesse Natividad, a software engineer and a leader for a US-based company. Ladies and gentlemen, our student speaker is a communicator, a leader, and a lifelong learner, Ms. Faye Natividad.
Hi everyone, I'm Faye Natividad and I am very pleased to share my exciting journey in the UNC School of Graduate Studies. As a professional, communicator, leader, and lifelong learner, I subscribe to the idea that the best investment you can make is in yourself. Gaining knowledge and acquiring skills come with a price and sacrifice. For my graduate studies, I am glad I chose the UNC School of Graduate Studies. I am a graduate school student in 2 doctorate programs in the UNC School of Graduate Studies. I am currently in my dissertation writing in Doctor of Philosophy, major in Behavioral Management, and completing the academic requirements in Doctor of Education, major in Educational Management. At the UNC School of Graduate Studies, we support the blended learning. This integrates Coursera into the mix. Coursera is one of the world's best online learning platforms. One of the most innovative features of Coursera is being online. All courses are delivered 100% online. You only need a laptop and internet connection and you're good. Over 5,000 courses from 400 multidisciplinary specializations are available. The wide array of courses is also today's most in-demand and trendy topics. Because of Coursera, the world gets smaller while the campus gets so much bigger. Through Coursera, we can access the world's top universities and leading companies. If you can't go to these international schools, they will go to you through Coursera, offered by the University of Nueva Caceres School of Graduate Studies. Relevance is the only job security. Part of the strongest aspirations of the university is to produce graduates who are future ready. Today, building professional portfolio and showcasing multi-qualification career credentials have never been so relevant. Completing Coursera courses provides proof of competency from highly credible and internationally recognized institutions. Coursera also caters to the characteristics and context of our 21st century learners. It is designed for learners who are keeping full-time jobs, pursuing academic advancement, juggling home life, and attending to multiple other engagements. And that is more like me. As a student of UNC School of Graduate Studies, I really love the idea of studying in my own pace, my own place, and my own space. The School of Graduate Studies of UNC places a premium on extension and community service. We advocate global citizenship. As global citizens, we embrace the wider world, and we find our place in it. Through our diverse extension initiatives, we are empowered to take an active role in community and nation building through extension. UNC School of Graduate Studies synergizes its professional expertise, facilities, linkages, research capability, and community engagement to blaze the trail in extension and community service. In the School of Graduate Studies, I witnessed how academics come together for a noble cause. And this truly highlights our social empathy for our fellow human beings. School of Graduate Studies of UNC cultivates higher skills for community extension services, wider perspective on prevailing human conditions, and deeper social sympathy for the less privileged. This is one of the glorious moments that remind me about the Town and Gown Partnership. Our university president, Dr. Faye Leah Patria M. Lauraya, would tell us, society has the problems and the academe has solutions. This is partnership at its very best. As students of the UNC School of Graduate Studies, we are educated beyond the confines of classroom. We are inspired to be real-life winners. We are trained to be purposeful individuals. We are prepared to be change agents in the society. We are supported to be assets of the economy. We are molded to be better citizens of the world. We share the conviction that we are shaped for service and groomed for greatness. We are honed to be homegrown heroes. The School of Graduate Studies of UNC delivers quality educational experience. When it comes to teaching and training, our professors are industry leaders and expert practitioners. We enjoyed and benefited from global linkages and community of academics where international figures mentor us. Our curriculum is output-based, giving a lot of room for critical thinking, collaboration, creating, and inventing. Plus, research is among the centerpiece drills. The School of Graduate Studies, which is an epicenter of research in the region, initiated multiple research conferences. I am so enriched to have attended and even hosted most of them, and I wish to convert this experience into expertise. UNC School of Graduate Studies emphasizes the culture of research as part of the lifestyle of academics. Now that the face-to-face education is placed in extreme limits due to the pandemic, online is all right and virtual is the new normal. Technology is a ticket to make this work. Let me share with you that we just completed our technology-driven summer classes. It is an amazing experience to be in a virtual class and use powerful learning management system. We work individually and collaboratively, learn from each other through insight sharing and even a debate. The class had weekly alignment online meetings, consultation time, and exposure to diverse learning materials. The final task is research, which culminated in a research forum where myself, as an individual researcher, together with 10 other group representatives, presented our study via teleconferencing. Guests and panel of reactors from the Philippines and abroad joined us in that milestone moment. We take pride in our expertise. UNC School of Graduate Studies is not only pioneer graduate school in the region, we are also #1 in graduate education. But don't just take my word for it. Let me prove it. We are the first and only graduate school in Bicol with Level 3 accreditation, both in business and education programs, granted by the Philippine Association of Colleges and Universities Commission on Accreditation, or PACUCOA. This is a validation of our expertise. To get to know us better and see what keeps us busy, do check our webpage and our Facebook page. Overall, my student journey has been exceptional and exemplary. The UNC School of Graduate Studies is home to me. With the stewardship of our Dean, Dr. Romy M. Sumayo Jr., a history maker himself, together with our phenomenal Assistant Dean, Professor Michael Basister, and our Administrative Assistant, the gorgeous Ms. Lori de los Reyes, we are breaking boundaries and creating possibilities. Join the UNC School of Graduate Studies. Be future ready. Be one of us. Thank you so much.
Hi, this is Kian and you are still tuned in the 4th episode of the UNC webinar series featuring the College of Education and School of Graduate Studies, which is entitled University of Nueva Caceres, Molding Leaders, Moving Lives. We are down to the last juncture of today's episode, the question and answer portion. We will be joined by the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Dean Romy. The first question is for Dr. Lily Vidal, Dean of the College of Education. The question is from Shermay Del Rosario, a student of Bachelor of Elementary Education. And the question is, what are helpful tips you could offer to help students adjust to online learning?
Tips for you to adjust to online learning. we have to be realistic that we are on transition. Everyone is trying their best to adjust to online learning and online teaching. So it's both the students and the teachers. But some probably might be struggling right now. If you are feeling lost, everybody does. So some of the tips that I can give, probably some of you are already practicing this. Maybe one is for you to probably remove the stress, lessen your stress. You just think about your teachers who are also stressed. They are stressed conducting the online teaching, and of course, they are also stressed making modules. So if the teachers are stressed, the more students are. Now, one of the things that you can do is maybe when you're already, I hope everybody is enrolled, maybe you can manage your time. If you have 8 subjects, probably try to manage every time as far as along the different subjects, probably prioritize which one is your most difficult subject. You attend to that first, and so on. So try to manage your time by focusing on your subjects. If you have your cell phones, maybe you can you limit your social media. Limit that. Focus first on your studies. Another thing is maybe you can, according to Dr. Manikis, choose a space in your home for your study period. Choose a space, maybe a corner in your home so that you can concentrate on your studies. And of course, have the right right mindset. If you have the right mindset that you will be able to overcome these things. You have to be positive that everything will be okay. And then the good study habits. You have to have a good study habits. When you study, then study. Also, try to find time to connect with other friends. Connect, maybe through social media, but you have to limit that. I hope you are able to get some ideas on these tips. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dean Lily, for those very helpful tips. I hope that the students will be able to manage their time and use their time productively in the new normal. The second question is for Dr. Romeo Sumayo Jr., the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. The question is from Jennifer Obog, a Master of Arts in Teaching Mathematics student. The question is, what will be the platform that we are going to use for schooling and how will we use it?
Good afternoon, everybody, and hello, Miss Jennifer, Miss Obog? Good afternoon to you. As mentioned in the previous talks, in the School of Graduate Studies, we're promoting the FINE solutions, or the finest. This refers to flexible, integrated, nimble educational solutions. Since we are faithful to our solution of flexibility, we wanted to provide options. In the past, our faculty members are using platforms such as Google Classroom, Edmodo, Moodle, and other free online platforms. But last semester, we used the Neo LMS, and as stated by my assistant dean, 98% of the students were appreciative of that platform. This coming semester, the university subscribed to an institutional LMS, which is Blackboard. This is as user-friendly as Neo LMS. As to your question whether how you will be able to navigate it or use it, our faculty will surely orient you with the detailed processes of these LMS. So you don't have to worry about the process. You can navigate any LMS with ease because our faculty members are so supportive and they will help you. I hope I was able to answer your question, Ms. Obo. Thank you.
So we are truly blessed that we belong to an institution like the University of Nueva Caceres, who make sure that everyone would make it by creating innovative and creative solutions for everyone. So the third question is for Dr. Lily Vidal, the Dean of the College of Education. The question is from Robin Jake Vivares, a Bachelor of Secondary Education student. The question is, how will the professors monitor the learning development of the students who availed of the modular or the FlexiKit modality?
Okay. Definitely, we will be having modules. We will distribute the modules to the students, and it was already discussed by the different deans. In the modules that you are going to use, it is complete with the different parts, from the learning objectives, from the learning strategies, to the different assessment strategies. So from the assessment, there are self-check assessments that which are provided in the module. So this self-assessment will also give an idea to the student whether they're progressing or retrogressing. And it will be easier for the teachers to check this because the teachers will be giving feedback to you using the module. And it's also a combination of, from the module, you can also make use of the online. So it will be easier for the teacher to check the development of the learners.
Truly, UNC is committed to do the right things rightly, and we're very blessed to have and to belong to an institution like UNC. The next question is for Dean Romy, the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. The question is from John Arnulfo Navera, a Bachelor of Science in Information Technology student. And the question is, how will examinations be conducted in the new normal?
Hi, good afternoon, Mr. John Navera. I have a feeling that you are a graduating student and intending to enroll in a master's degree. For your information, in the School of Graduate Studies, we are using the Problem Research Outcome-Based Education Instructional Design, or the PROBE design. Assessments of learning in graduate school are not limited to paper and pen quizzes or examinations. It has metamorphosed into a more authentic and meaningful type. For formative and lower order type of assessment, we are using Google Forms in making quizzes and examinations. But for the higher order and more authentic assessment, we require research and creative outputs from our students, which we believe will be more reflective of the UNC graduate attributes of becoming an excellent communicator, a great creative leader, a competent professional, ethically and socially responsible citizen, and a lifelong learner. We wanted them to help discover solutions for societal problems through research. I'd like to say that we do not just wait for our students to finish or to finish the degree or to be in that finish line. We would like to journey with them. We usher them in the process of learning, because in the end, we wanted to be truthful to our motto of non scolae sed vitae. We wanted them not only to earn a degree, as I've said, but we wanted them to have a purposeful life. So I get Mr. Navera, assessment or examination has to be authentic. It has to be more meaningful so that we'll be able to be truthful to our motto. Thank you.
So again, UNC really does the right things rightly by making sure that we're not just doing assessments, we're not just doing evaluation, we're making sure that the assessment and the evaluation are authentic and could really reflect the development of the students. The fifth question is for Dean Lily, the Dean of the College of Education. The question is from Donna Cafe, a Bachelor of Elementary Education student. And the question is, what advices can you give to those students who can't continue schooling this school year because of the pandemic?
First is, we would like to tell you that you should not allow this pandemic to prevent you from pursuing your dreams. You know, the University of Nueva Caceres has a mission added to what we have, that it has a mission to overcome the crisis. So we also, because with this mission, we are trying to think of things, how to respond to this pandemic in a positive way. So see, I think we have to embrace virtual learning. We cannot do about it. Or maybe because when schools exert extra effort to really help our students, we have to help also ourselves. We have to help the school. So using your probably your mindset, don't allow this pandemic to affect you. Now, if you really can pursue your studies, maybe you can think of, we have what we call homegrown learning. The things that you do at home, it should be a source of your learning. Probably you have to plan a routine with your family. The everyday activities in your family is a learning opportunity. And we know that this pandemic situation is changing by the hour. So at this point, I think there is the technology is our best way to really cope with the crisis. I think you will, if really there is a financial concern, if there is a financial difficulty, then maybe you can approach our scholarship office, our scholarship director. There are funds which can be provided, financial assistance to students who really are finding it difficult to enroll. Maybe you can see Miss Fajardo immediately, probably on Monday. I hope that you will be inspired again to push through your studies. Thank you.
It's true that education has become a privilege that only a few can access, even though it should really be a right. That's the reason why we are blessed to be in institutions like UNC, who make sure that people can get access to the right of education, to make sure that it can be, that everyone can make it. So just like what Dean Lily said, you can always approach the scholarships and grants office headed by Ma'am Matet Fajardo, and we will try to sort things out. We don't want education to be a privilege anymore, and moving forward the future, we think that everyone has to get some sort of education, and UNC will always be there to provide that for you. Not just education, but a quality one. So the sixth question is for Mr. Jose Chavez Jr., an alumnus of the UNC School of Graduate Studies. The question is from Jonaline de Los Angeles, a student of Masters of Science in Environmental Science. The question is, how did UNC change your life?
Thank you for that question, Ms. Angeles. To answer that question, the university has changed me holistically, especially in terms of character and personality. I was a shy and timid guy who didn't care about what's happening in the world. But now I am able to speak my mind and share what I feel, and I am able to communicate as well. And I think that is very important in my career as educational leader. And because I have to connect and link with people. And furthermore, I'm also able, I also became a transformative leader. So I get to see the perspective, different perspective of the organization from the grassroots level up until the higher management. And I think it is very important if you want to become an effective leader. And The core values include championing excellence and doing the right things right and respecting each other. And those are the things I always have in mind in whatever I do and whatever I will be doing in the future. Thank you.
The role of academic institutions is not just to provide academic learning to the students, but to make sure that they will really be successful in life. So institutions like UNC who can make people successful, who can change the lives of people, is really staying true to its promise, to its mission, to its role in the society, and that is to transform the society to what it is, from what it is to what it should be. The last question is for Dean Romy, the Dean of the School of Graduate Studies. The question is from Mr. Ninoy Reyes, a Master of Business Administration student. So the question is, will there be face-to-face classes this semester for graduate studies, or will it be purely online? What is the maximum number of units a GS student can enroll if classes are purely online?
Hi, Ninoy. I hope you have seen some Facebook posts of your friends and peers expressing their delight of our nimble graduate education last summer semester. Technically, there will be no physical meetings, but we still do virtual face-to-face interactions through Google Meet and Zoom meetings. You can take 15 units, but it's subject to the approval of the dean in the OES or the online enrollment system. What you need to do is to request, and I will evaluate the subjects that you intend to take. Don't worry, I will make sure that if you really would want to take 15 units and you are capable of coping with it, you'll be able to speed up or take these 15 units maximum. Thank you.
In the new normal, flexibility is the key to being successful. And we're blessed again to be part of an institution that is willing to flex itself, to understand the situation, to adjust to the new normal. We're very blessed that we're part of the UNC system, time-tested, proven by generations after generation. I am Kian Hamer, and I am future ready thanks to UNC.
Hi everyone! Today we have heard from the department heads, alumni, and students how the UNC College of Education and the UNC School of Graduate Studies are molding leaders and moving lives. On behalf of all the people behind this webinar series, our speakers, and the whole UNC community, thank you for joining us in the episode 4 of this first ever academe-initiated webinar series in Bicolandia. UNCians and soon-to-be UNCians, don't miss our next episodes. We are your UNC ambassadors and we are future ready at UNC. This is Faye Natividad saying God bless you all and goodbye for now. Thank you.
The road to justice begins at UNC. Criminology students train side by side with our partner law enforcement agencies, working on the field with practical internships and real employment exam simulation. The College of Law is home to the finest legal minds in Bicol, changing our nation's future for the better, one UNC graduate at a time. UNC College of Law and UNC College of Criminal Justice Education, University of Nueva Caceres, nurturing better tomorrow.